Hey, this is Mr. Bill, and in today's video we're going to be replacing the lower control arms on a 2000 to 2005 Chevy Impala. So these are the new control arms. Got them from rockauto. They were about $89 each. I like them because they're painted with this corrosion resistant coating, I guess. And they're well built, and this ball joint is, if you read up on it, it's well made. So let's get into this and see what happens here. First we're going to remove the wheel. Got the car jacked up in the front, and I'm going to throw a jack stand under there. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of play right in here, and that's the reason I'm changing this. It's worse on the other side. And although this looks rusty, the other side looks way rustier. So we got to take this bolt out here. We got to disconnect the sway bar link, disconnect this steering linkage. There's a bolt and a nut back here that needs to come off. And then this is the ball joint. Ball joint there, and there's a nut and a cotter pin up top. So first of all, I'm going to soak everything down. So a mechanic friend recommended this stuff, so I'm going to spray everything down with this. I bought this on Amazon. It was like 36 bucks. How big is a can? 16.5 ounces. I'm going to spray everything down and start wrenching on it. Okay, so that's the sway bar bolt, and I was able to get an impact wrench, impact gun on this bolt, and it's backing its way out, so I'm going to leave it in for now. I'm working on this one now. Got a 21mm up top, and on the bottom is a Torx, and it's a 55. Got that on the impact wrench, and I'm going to get that loose, but I'm also going to leave that in for now until I get some other things off. Okay, so I'm working on the ball joint, and I was able to straighten the cotter pin, and from the back side I was able to use these needle nose, and it was able to pull it out. So these worked out great. Okay, so I had to put the readers on. So far so good. I'm going to get this ball joint and break it loose, and it's going better than planned. I know that if I did not have an impact wrench, I don't know that I would be able to do this so easily or at all. Okay, so I used not a big fucking hammer, just this little guy and this pickle fork, and I was able to break that joint free there. So I'll take off the rest of the castle nut, undo that shoulder bolt, and undo that, and this should be out. I also had to take, there's 4 of these clips that go into the arm. Used one of my snap-on to get those out. So here we go. Okay, out with the old and in with the new. It was a little difficult, even with everything disconnected, getting that out, so hoping that the new one goes in easier. But I'm going to clean everything up and paint a few things before I put this new one on. Okay, so that was a major pain in my ass. I had to end up disconnecting the steering arm, and to get it free from that part right there, I ended up turning the wheel, and it broke loose. But it's still, even though it doesn't look good, it's still a good ball joint. This thing fought me. It took me 45 minutes to get the old one off, and an iron 45 minutes to get the new one on. The key is to put this bolt in first, then the ball joint, second, and then finally this. And to get this lined up, I needed to use another jack. It's hard to see underneath here with the block of wood to lift it up as I pushed it in. It would have helped to have another set of hands, but so everything's finally back in. My lower back is screaming, but I think I'm going to call it a night and tighten everything up in the morning. So there you go. Okay, next morning I got this ball joint nut as tight as I could and lined up the hole. There's no way to get a torque wrench in there. And then this is kind of neat, this cotter pin design. It's a push pin, you just push it in and it snaps around, so you don't have to bend anything. I got the wires pushed back into the new control arm. Sorry about the camera. I got the tie rod link torqued up. The sway bar not torqued up. Now I'm going to torque up the rear two mounts to the frame. And those are, I believe, 85 foot-pounds there, 85 foot-pounds up there. The sway bar link was only 13 and this tie rod end was 35. I'll get it all torqued up and then get it back on the ground. Thanks for watching.